So Lamar Jackson's wide receivers continue to make big plays in this offense. Not only does Zay Flowers continue his strong connection with Lamar, but Rashad Baitman gets in on the action today with a huge day alongside of a Mark Andrews touchdown as well. So we got camp highlights from today and a Baltimore Ravens sleeper that's really making his claim for a roster spot this year we're going to talk about, as well as Lamar Jackson being named the second overall player in the entire NFL ahead of Patrick Mahomes, voted on by his fellow peers in the NFL. We got all that and more, so welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing y'all our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. 6 days until we get to see our boys put on the pads for the first preseason game of the Ravens season. Man, I'm fired up. Let's go ahead and dive into the content. At number 1, Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson connect for 6 today. Zay Flowers continues his strong showing in training camp with Mark Andrews and Lamar connecting for this touchdown. It's just always a good reminder, makes you feel good that this connection isn't going anywhere, and that if a receiver is ever having an off day, or there's an elite corner clamping down one of our receivers, or if you need a play, the Lamar and Mark connection will be there. It'll be there in the big time moments, and they continue their strong connection. At number 2, another guy that's looking to be there in big moments is Derrick Henry, who has his best day of training camp. He had multiple big runs today, and 2 were house calls. Derrick Henry taking it the distance. Now, it's reported, tough to tell if a player or 2 could have caught him or slowed him down before the others caught up, but he was dynamic today. It's also reported that much is made of Henry's strength. Of course, the monstrous size, and rightfully so. But he's showing he has the speed and the vision still to bounce outside for yards where there's no room running between the tackles. He has looked really fast. He's looked quick. He's even looked pretty good catching balls and catching passes from Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised if Derrick Henry was threatening for his most receiving yards in a season of his entire career, with the way that Todd Monken likes to get, the running backs involved in the passing game. Derrick Henry, you best believe, is going to be a part of that because you want to get him in space, and Todd Monken's going to make sure that happens. At number 3, another thing that Todd Monken wants to make happen is Rashad Baitman being a consistent part of this offense. If teams want to shift all their attention to Derrick Henry, well, okay, now you got to worry about Mark Andrews. Well, if you want to worry, put double teams on Mark Andrews, you got to worry about Zay Flowers. Now, if you want to put 2 on Zay Flowers, the next guy up who you want to see threaten the defense is Rashad Baitman. You can't put special attention on everyone. That's what the beauty of this offense is this year. There's just so many playmakers everywhere. Rashad Bateman was the player of practice today. It's reported that he had 6 targets, 5 catches, with his last catch being a 30-yarder. The last reception, he ran through the route, made the catch, and then shook another defender with a juke. Now, that's been an underrated part of his game. Man, if you look back in college in the first year or 2 with the Ravens, he was consistently making guys miss, making them trip all over themselves with, moves after the catch. Here's what wide receivers coach Greg Lewis had to say on our guy Bateman.
It was great to see building a rapport with him and Lamar and the other receivers, but to see Bate get out there, running around, making moves, making catches, I think the sky's the limit for him and this offense with the guys that we have here. But it was awesome to see just plays being made, contested catches, going up, grabbing the ball by all the guys out there today on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm excited at where we're headed.
Someone else reports that he had 4 catches for 60 yards today just during the simulated scrimmage, and that the connection between Rashad and Lamar was scorching hot today. So going through these catches, Bateman caught the first pass from Lamar, scooping up a low 10-yard hitch pass for a first down. He would go on to catch 4 more passes, including 2 deep crossing patterns that both gained more than 20 yards a pop. So I'm here for the 10-yard hitch, the chain moving plays. I'm here for the big 20-yard chunks, and I'm also here for the house calls, those 40, 50-yard bombs that we've seen Lamar and Bateman connect on in the past. This is a guy that's shown that he can win on every part of the field. If him and Lamar continue this connection and keep building that rapport, the defenses are going to have a really, really hard time keying in on a guy or two. Rashad Baitman got huge separation on a catch over the middle today, and I'd love to see Bateman keep working over the middle along with these tight ends. It's reported that he presented himself an easy target for Lamar, and on the last catch, that big yardage, he never broke stride and ran hard to the ball to make the reception in heavy traffic over the middle. At number 4, some other plays and notes from practice today. Malik Harrison continues to have himself a nice camp. He made a nice play today from his linebacker position, closing in on Derrick Henry for a stop on 4th down, shedding off a stiff arm from Derrick Henry. You know those Derrick Henry stiff arms are something to deal with, but he made it through it and stopped Henry on that 4th down play. Tylan Wallace also had another strong day and was one of Lamar Jackson's favorite targets. Him and Jackson, like Tylan Wallace and Jackson, have something going here. You know, he's been continually making plays. He's not only solidifying himself for an actual roster spot with a tight wide receiver room, but he's making his case known to get on the field on offense and maybe be that, you know, number 4 or 5 type receiver that continually gets some playing time. Owen Wright, the running back, continues to have a very impressive camp and picked up nice yardage on several inside carries. I've heard some other reports in the last few days that Owen Wright's looked really good. And him and Rasheen Ali are going to be battling, man. Whenever preseason comes, like we said, we got this game against the Eagles in 6 days. Look out for Owen Wright and Rasheen Ali to see, you know, who kind of breaks away, because that number 3, 4, and 5 running back spots, you know, if the Ravens keep 5 backs, because they probably won't, because Patrick Ricard, the fullback, you know, one of these guys is going to probably end up on the practice squad. But just keep your eye out for this battle, because Owen Wright's really making it tough on the coaching staff. At number 5, there's been so much arguing on social media about this top 100 list, specifically because Lamar Jackson was revealed to be the number 2 player voted on by NFL players, by his peers. Lamar Jackson was number 2, ahead of Patrick Mahomes for the top 100 players in the NFL. Our guy, Lamar Jackson, number 2 in the NFL. Of course, won the 2nd MVP last year, but the reason why people are just dogging on this and dogging on Lamar is because Mahomes is behind Lamar Jackson. But check this out. You know, I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan, obviously, ever since he came in the league in 2018. But I would say, if you had to ask me who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now, I'd have to say Patrick Mahomes, because of what he's accomplished in both the regular season and the playoffs. But if you're simply asking for last year during the regular season, Lamar Jackson was better than Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, who had a higher seed than the Chiefs last year with a number 1 seed in the AFC, they had the better regular season. Lamar had a better regular season, but Patrick Mahomes turned it on in the playoffs, and he won his 3rd Super Bowl championship. So people are in an uproar over this, especially like fans of other AFC teams like Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, you know, other AFC teams with really good quarterbacks. There's so much hatred for Lamar, and not just Lamar, but other quarterbacks. It mind boggles me how sometimes when people attack a quarterback, they take it as if it was like a personal attack on them, and they identify. It's like they take on their identity with that quarterback and just have this like overwhelming rage, you know, saying all these mean and hateful things. And one of the reasons I love football is because football brings people together from all different walks of life. So you'll never see me engaging in one of these like slandering conversations about other quarterbacks. There's a bunch of really good quarterbacks that are really talented. Obviously, you know, I'm cool with Lamar being number 2 ahead of Mahomes because he's my guy. But, you know, if there was another quarterback ahead of him, I'm not going to, you know, rage over it and attack other people, attack other quarterbacks. Like, they're all human beings who we're supposed to love. Anyways, guys, sorry for my little tangent on this list, but it's crazy. It was funny seeing all the stuff on social media about this list. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about Bateman coming on, having a big day, finally starting to build that rapport. It was getting a little bit concerning because there was other reports in previous weeks like, hey, Lamar Bateman, they still aren't connecting quite right. They're close. They need to work on this. But today, maybe it was a big breakthrough, and we're starting to see that connection rekindled, which would just be absolutely phenomenal for the offense. So if you guys enjoyed today's content, make sure to hit the like button like Derrick Henry was hitting those big runs today, and like Patrick Ricard is about to be hitting linebackers against the Kansas City Chiefs, specifically in 33 days. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and notification bell so you're notified and you're up to date on everything Baltimore Ravens. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.